Hello there. Hello there, 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 hello there. And welcome to Be in a Jar ASMR. Be in a Jar ASMR. Welcome to today's video. It has been a while since I filmed using this style. Didn't mean to go all Dr. Seuss with the rhyming there. But I thought that it would be fun to do a little bit of a Christmas decoration tour to kind of get in the spirit of the holidays. I haven't been particularly inspired to film lately, as far as being on camera. And so I thought it would be fun to do another behind the camera type of video. I hope you guys enjoyed. There will likely be just as much rambling as there would be in videos where I'm on camera. So if you guys are here for the rambles, you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. So, starting with my office here, I've got my little Christmas tree, my little Christmas tree, my little Christmas tree, my little Christmas tree. I love this tree. It is so cute. I've actually had this for a very long time. I think my parents got this for me in 2009. I was very little at the time, and it was just a little tree to add to my bedroom when I was a kiddo. And I've had it ever since. I've left it up in my bedroom and now in my office just about every year. And I think it's absolutely amazing that these lights are still functioning. I'm gonna knock on wood just because, but these lights are great because most of the time the Christmas lights that I get for my tree every year, I have to replenish just about every year because they end up burning out, and I think it's ridiculous how things just are not built to last anymore. They are not built to last. They are not built to last. But every year I've had these guys plugged in, and they have lasted just fine. I don't think a single bulb is burnt out, and they're very bright and vibrant, bright and vibrant, bright and vibrant, bright and vibrant. 2009 was a while ago. I think that was, what was that, 13 years ago now? That is crazy. 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 My math might be totally wrong, but I'm not sure. Anywho, I've got some very cute ornaments on this. I have some Beatles ornaments. I've got John back there, Ringo, George. Oh wait, never mind. Paul and George. With a little yellow submarine on top. A yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine. I love all these cute little presents. They're super cute. They're super cute. They're super cute. Although they kind of drive me nuts in a way because even though they're adorable, they are covered in glitter and glitter and glitter and glitter and glitter and glitter and glitter. So whenever I decorate this tree, glitter gets everywhere. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Still got the same tinsel, the same tinsel, the same tinsel. All of these are like the original ornaments that my parents put on this when they first got it for me. Oopsie there. Gotta flip that back around. Got the Simpsons on there, of course. Got little Marge down here. Bart, Lisa, Homer, and where's Maggie? Why do I not see her? Oh, I missed her. She's right there. Super cute, super cute. These little ornaments are adorable too. They look like little cookies. And these ones are really pretty. I think they're real glass. So they're very fragile. Also, don't mind the scratches on my hand if you see them. I guess you wouldn't have really noticed them unless I pointed them out. Our little neighborhood stray kitty has been coming around and hanging out, and last night she was very social and sweet, but she was also super playful, so she was getting very frisky while I was petting her and made a few little play attacks here and there. So I've got some battle damage. But anyways, I love this tree. It is so cute. also have here, very noisy, so I'll be very cautious with it. But I've got a little sleigh bell, a sleigh bell, a sleigh bell, a sleigh bell. If you guys ever watched the Polar Express when you were growing up, you probably remember that scene where I think, dude, I feel like I'm trying to. Oh wow, there's a little spider. There's a little spider, a spider, a spider, a spider, a spider, a spider, a spider. You know what? I'm just gonna let him do his thing. Gonna let him do his thing, do his thing, do his thing, do his thing, do his thing. I'm not gonna deal with that right now. Spider warning, I guess. Spider warning, spider warning, spider warning, spider warning, spider warning, spider warning, spider warning. I don't really remember the Polar Express very well, mostly because I cannot watch it anymore. It drives me nuts. I've seen it way too many times when I was a kid, and you know how that goes. You know, you just wear yourself out. But I remember there was a scene where he got one of like Santa's sleigh bells, and he hung onto it as like proof of Santa, of Santa, of Santa, of Santa, the proof of the magic, the magic, the magic. And I got this little sleigh bell when I was a kid, and I don't really remember where it came from, but I remember like having that sort of association with it, where I genuinely believed this was Santa's sleigh bell. This was Santa's sleigh bell, sleigh bell, sleigh bell. I love this little spider just chilling here, chilling here, chilling here. These are some movies that I have been meaning to watch. One of them I did as inspiration for the book that I'm writing. A lot of old Betty Davis movies, Betty Davis, Betty Davis, Betty Davis. But I'm just gonna let this spider chill and do his thing. He's small enough. He's not hurting anybody. He's not hurting anybody. Hurting anybody. He is not a paid actor. Not a paid actor. Not a paid actor. Not a paid actor. So then I have here this cute little guy. This is a little reindeer plushie. I got this, I believe, from Santa when I was very young. This was when I went and met Santa at, I think, the mall, or no, it wasn't the mall. It was like a supper club or something like that. I don't really remember anymore. It's not that I don't remember, it's just a long story, too long for today. But I've had that a very long time, as well as this adorable little snow globe, a snow globe, a snow globe, a snow globe of Tinkerbell. I love this snow globe. It's so cute. From 2005. I don't remember getting this, but I just remember having it on my shelf for what feels like sometimes my entire life. It's very cute, very cute, very cute, very cute. I love Tinkerbell. I love Tinkerbell. I love Tinkerbell. Love Tinkerbell. I've always loved Tinkerbell. I thought she was adorable. I was super into the Disney fairies when I was younger. Back when that was a thing, you know. I don't know if they're still making those movies or not. But I always loved Tinkerbell, and so here she sits on my shelf, trapped in a globe, a snow 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 globe. We're gonna move on to some more decorations, decorations. I felt like it would be a little bit of a crime, if I didn't show these lovely colors off in all their glory, So nostalgic. Oh my goodness. I see these lovely lights and I just, oh my gosh, it just transports me back to being a kid and just seeing this warm glow of these nostalgic colors, and it just reminding me of these colors illuminating my room when I was a kiddo, and how excited I was for Christmas morning. Also, please don't mind this. I have not changed my clock back since the power went out a few months ago, so obviously it is not a priority of mine. But anyways, I just love this tree and all its lovely colors, Real quick, I wanted to show off my neighbor's very pretty Christmas lights. They have those big classic bulbs. Looks like something out of like A Christmas Story, you know, the big like 1950s bulbs. I love them. They're so pretty. It is funny though, because I remember watching the service that came over to put up these lights, and obviously you've got to climb up pretty high, because here's the start of the house here, and there's the tippity top, the start of the house, the tippity top, and the service was really struggling. There were a couple of dudes that were getting very upset over trying to set these lights up, because they also stapled them all along the house here, all along the house, and they were using some very colorful language while since we can't plug anything in outside with that lack of a power strip or lack of a plug-in, I wanted to find a way to make something work, and so thankfully setting up lights like this in the windows and just keeping the windows open, and then like for certain windows, I can just pull the blinds down right behind, and so those lights are very visible from the street, thankfully. So it gives the house a little bit of a warm glow. I didn't want to be the Scrooges on the street. And here we have some dead lights. These ones no longer work, unfortunately. This is what I'm saying. I just bought these last year, and no quality. They are very pretty. They look very nice. I will show you guys. Oh, I guess these are the same types of lights that were in the bathroom window, Super pretty, but just no quality to them. Since those ones that I have in my office have lasted since 2009, it's kind of ridiculous that these won't last more than a year. So, adios. We've got a bit of tinsel on the stairs. A bit of tinsel on the stairs. I love this silvery tinsel because it looks like icicles. I feel like this would make a very good overstimulating trigger. God, that's so hard to say after a while. And here we have an advent calendar, that my partner set up for me this year, which was very sweet. He's always done an advent calendar with his mom. And when I was very little, my grandma used to do one for me with my aunts. And I think my parents participated as well. Losing my words. As well as a couple vintage cutouts. I love the look of all the classic, like vintage Christmassy decorations, as well as Halloween decorations. I'm just kind of a sucker for that sort of vibe. A little wreath. But my partner's so sweet for doing this advent calendar for me this month. I feel bad because I didn't end up doing one for him because he kind of did mine last minute. He's like, I just kind of on a whim want to do this for you. He's like, I think this would be really fun. I want to get into the habit of doing this. So next year I am going to plan well in advance. I'm going to do all my shopping for him like in November and set up a nice big advent calendar for him as well because I think it is very fun. I love tiny things. And so he's been finding cute little things to put in my advent calendar. A lot of them are consumables though, which is great. So I've gotten lots of little mini tea bags because I love drinking tea, and so he's gotten me some little like sample bags of teas from a local shop, which is great. I love that. And he went on a trip to the south earlier this year and discovered this great Kentucky moonshine place. Kentucky moonshine. So he's been getting me these little miniature bottles, and I'm pretty sure that is what's in today's. I know it might seem like I'm cheating. But my partner has always done that with his Christmas presents, where he will always try and feel his like Christmas present and try and distinguish what's has it before he actually gets the gift. I'm pretty sure this is a little miniature jar of moonshine, which so far he has gotten me a little strawberry moonshine jar and a little apple pie moonshine jar, and they're so cute. They are tiny. They are this big, this big, this big, and it is so cute, so cute, so cute, so cute. Such a cute way to just get shit-faced. So, I've got a few more days to go, about a week left, until Christmas. So, let's move on. We also have a tiny little Christmas village, We emptied out one of our shelves and just decided to try and make a little Christmas village in here. We have had this little observatory for a while. Unfortunately, the light burned out in it because I think it just takes batteries, but we had it running pretty much all month, and it finally decided to kick the bucket. So I'm gonna have to put some new batteries in that guy. But we had that, and we also had this cute little hot chocolate truck display stored away with our Christmas stuff for a very long time. I think these were given to us by someone, or maybe my partner bought them when they were on sale. But we've never set them up before, and I thought, why don't we give it a shot, you know? We had a little bit of fake snow from an AT-AT display that we used to have set up with my action figure AT-AT and my partner's Lego AT-AT from Star Wars. And so I thought, since we're not using that setup right now, I'll put some fake snow out for a little miniature Christmas village. Not that it's much of a village, I guess it's more of a scene. But then my partner found a few little fun things that he could put together. I think this is a little piggy bank that's a, what is this? Why can't I not think of what it's called? A mailbox. I think these are like the European mailboxes. You can see them in, like, I guess London. I'm trying to think. Not super well versed. And then he also added this cute little Vegas drive carefully sign, which is super cute. And then we have a crashed helicopter in the background, which was my idea, because we both love The Thing, the John Carpenter film. So one year for my partner's birthday, I made him a birthday cake that was all covered in white frosting to look like snow, and I had this crashed helicopter, and a bunch of red gel writing all over it to look like blood that said happy birthday. And then I had ordered this little dog, which, if you know, you know. Unfortunately, the dog came, like, I think, what was it? It was like 2 days or something after his birthday. 2 days. And so unfortunately, it did not make it in time to be on the cake. But we decided to add it into the little Christmas scene because why not? And then we just have a few little cars in here, a few little classic cars. We've got little Christine. We've got another little Plymouth. We've got Snoopy. We've got this little green vintage car. I don't really know what type of car this is here, or what type this is. And then we have a little Maverick. So, yes, this is kind of our little starting up Christmas village. And here is our lovely Christmas tree. With Santa hanging on by a thread up there. He fell off of the topper right there, and I think that my partner tried to put him back up there, and unfortunately put him in a bit of a precarious situation. But he's Santa, so he'll be fine. But we got some lovely tinsel on this as well. I love this, like, icy frosty tinsel. Unfortunately, our poor tree has not been drinking water for the past couple days. I want to say. It was at first when we first got it, but unfortunately, it seems like it's kind of been slowly dying. We do have baseboard heaters directly behind it, though, so that could attribute to it sort of drying out, but it's very brittle now, unfortunately, and it hasn't lasted as long as I would like it to. But that's okay because, you know, it's kind of a weird tradition of going out in the woods and cutting down a tree to stick in our living room for a month. That's sort of a weird tradition anyway, so, you know, I gotta be thankful that it's here, and that it looks so pretty at the moment, and that it's, you know, surviving-ish. But it's very pretty, very pretty, very pretty, very pretty. Although it is such an expensive tradition because I think it was like a little bit of weed. It was like probably $120 for this Christmas tree, and you know, we did all the work of cutting it down and everything, and sometimes I think that's just ridiculous that you can pay less for one that's already cut, but then if you go out there and do the work and cut it down yourself, you have to pay more. It's kind of odd, I guess. But I guess maybe that price is because it's one more tree off the lot. I'm not really sure. I'm no tree expert. I just know that someday my goal is to have my own property where I can get a live tree every Christmas, one that's potted, and then I can just plant it in my yard after Christmas, which would be great. I don't know if anybody has done that or if that's really possible with these types of trees. I don't know how deep these roots usually go, but it would be so cool to actually be able to preserve these lovely trees and keep them growing, because I think there's sort of some irony in the fact that Christmas trees are in a way representing the tree of life, even though we literally kill a tree and put it in our living room for a month. Kind of messed up, but you know, what do you do? I got some of these chintzy plastic ornaments just to give it a bit of a look here, and as you can see, there wasn't even a hook on this, so I just jammed it on there. But I just liked having some of these pretty ornaments. They're very cute, but yeah, these ones are just plastic because the glass ones get very expensive, but I like the look of the vintage vibe. And then here, you know, we have Mater, you know, Mater. Speaking of cars, here's Christine hiding back here. Got some lovely glass icicles, very delicate, so I've got to be careful with them. And I do love this type of tinsel. This is like very 1940s style tinsel. I just used this for the first time this year. I've always used the big bundles of tinsel like this, bundles, like the big garlands, and I've always loved that look. But I've also always loved the look of like this gossamer tinsel that you see a lot in like the old like 1940s Christmas movies where you see it in black and white. It just looks like the trees covered in shimmering icicles. Although I don't know if I really put it on the tree properly. I don't know for sure. But I thought it would be fun to give it a shot. And then here we've got this lovely little lantern ornament. My parents got this for my partner and I last year, as well as this cute little gingerbread house. And I think this banana as well. This banana. I know I have a strawberry one somewhere, but I don't know exactly where. I did not find it this year. I think there's a SpongeBob and Patrick over here. SpongeBob and Patrick, and there is a Darth Vader hiding up here as well. There's a drum. There is a Stardust ornament from my partner's trip to Vegas years ago, from the Stardust Hotel, I believe, or maybe it was the Stardust Casino. I'm not really sure. I'm not super versed in Vegas. But yeah, those are kind of all the fun little ornaments that we have on here. And then I do have some of this like icicle garland as well, which is really pretty. It's like kind of just plastic, I suppose. Nothing fancy. Got a little crab bell. I think there's like a little controller back here. I don't really know what device that's supposed to be for. It doesn't really specify what sort of system. But that kind of sums up most of my Christmas decorations. I've got a few other little trinkets lying about, but they're sort of condensed in with like family pictures and stuff like that, and I'm sure you guys guys understand why I wouldn't want to put all of those on display, on display, on display, on display, on display, on display, on display. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed our little Christmas decoration tour video. And if you guys like this format of filming, please let me know. I'm trying to get better with doing like mouth sounds, hand sounds, doing tracing, doing movements and things like that, and just kind of experimenting with anything and everything. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think, and I hope you guys are all having a wonderful start to the holiday season. I guess the holiday season started a while ago, but the holidays are right around the corner, so I hope no matter what you guys are celebrating, you are having a wonderful month, a wonderful month, a wonderful month. You're staying dry and warm and out of all the nasty rain that some of the country's been experiencing, or massive amounts of snow, you know, any unwanted weather. I hope that you're bearing through, well, wherever you are in the world, because, you know, international viewers, of course, it's not just this bubble of the USA. Jeez, here I am, kind of just assuming. But anyways, wherever you are in the world, no matter what you're celebrating, or if you're not even celebrating, you're just, you know, watching this as a casual viewer, just passing some time, I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And without further ado, until we